So let's talk about the limiting reagent. And to set up the limiting reagent discussion, let's pretend we're making ham and cheese sandwiches, okay? And let's suppose we've got like Gordon Ramsay tells us to create the perfect ham and cheese sandwich, we need exactly 3 pieces of ham, 1 piece of cheese, and 1 bun, okay? And this is what we call our perfect stoichiometric proportions, okay? One sandwich has a ratio of 3 pieces of ham to 1 piece of cheese to 1 bun, all right? So suppose now I've got 4 pieces of ham and 2 pieces of cheese and 2 buns, okay? How many ham and cheese sandwiches could I make? And now I know what you're thinking. Well, why not just have, 2 pieces of ham and 1 piece of cheese per bun and you'd be good to go. But remember, Gordon Ramsay told us we have to have exactly 3 pieces of ham and 1 piece of cheese. And so if we think about this in terms of chemistry here, we don't have enough materials to make exactly 2 sandwiches. We only have enough materials to make 1 sandwich. We're short 1 piece of ham, and instead of sending that piece of ham off, we're not going to embarrass the kitchen, right? And we're just going to say, nope, we only have enough to make 1 of those sandwiches. And then, of course, if I only had 3 pieces of ham and no cheese at all and just 1 bun, then I can't make any sandwiches. I could just make a ham sandwich, but I can't make this ham and cheese sandwich according to my perfect stoichiometric proportions. So when we talk about this idea of the limiting reagent, think back to this example. It's going to be no different than this example, okay? So let's test it out. So how many sandwiches can we make if we have 12 slices of cheese and 15 slices of ham and 6 buns, okay? Well, we know from this previous slide that we have this perfect stoichiometric proportion. We have a recipe or a ratio, right? We have 3 hams and 1 cheese and 1 bun. And that makes 1 ham and cheese sandwich, okay? So that's our chemical reaction, right? We could think of 3H plus 1C plus 1B makes 1 HCS, 1 ham cheese sandwich, okay? So now when I go and I've got all of these materials, so what can I do? Well, let's see how many sandwiches we can make from the ham, right? So we know we have 15 hams, okay? And my perfect stoichiometric proportions told me I needed 3 hams per 1 ham cheese sandwich, right? So the ham and the ham cancels, and what I'm left with is I could make up to 5 ham and cheese sandwiches just based on the ham, right? Well, what about the cheese? Well, I know I've got 12 slices of cheese, and my recipe told me that I only need 1 piece of cheese to make 1 ham cheese sandwich, so that means from the cheese, I could make 12 ham and cheese sandwiches, right? And similarly from these buns, right, if I know I have 6 buns and I know I only need 1 bun to make 1 ham and cheese sandwich, that means that I could make 6 ham cheese sandwiches. So now how many complete ham and cheese sandwiches could I make? And the answer is 5, okay? Because the least is the most. I know that makes no sense, but I want you to think about that in terms of limiting reagents, right? The least number of reagents results in the most number of reactions that can go, okay? Or in this ham and cheese sandwich example, the least number of ingredients gives me the most ham and cheese sandwiches that I could make, all right? So let's test this out with an actual